And so it is. Greetings, my beloved brothers and sisters. I am Ekara. I stand in front of you as a sovereign being, reminding you of who you are. I stand in front of you as an ambassador of love and joy and freedom, reminding you of who you are. I stand in front of you to reach out my hand, to reach out my heart, as we together combine who we are on the bridge of imagination, moving from the land of awakening into the land of ascension. A process that will take you, by the way, into a field that will be a non-stop change. Change is something you better get used to from this moment onward, because change will be all there is. I once was a Lemurian being, a being that lived in a peaceful, spiritual, egoless society, created only for art, created only for beauty, created only as an expansion of this cosmos and this universe and all other things. And as such, I have the ability, just like you, by the way, to be with you in this moment and to truly grasp what that means. And before we go on, we might want to choose to latch on to that idea that even though I stand in front of a technological device, bridging my concrete reality to your abstract one, the reverse can also be said. You, in your concrete reality, sit in front of a tunnel of technology, bridging you to an abstract reality, and in that exchange, we are connected. All of you are here in this room, and I see all of you, and I am there with you, together with everyone else who is here right now. Of course, you know all of these things, but I would believe that it would be a good reminder to focus on that and to understand that your reality is not complete without having that bridge, without having that gap alive within yourself. So where is this aliveness exactly? This idea that we are bridging the abstract and the concrete right now. One would, if understanding the nature of physics, very quickly turn to the idea of quantum. The quantum physics, the quantum understanding of the universe would indeed bridge that gap for you. But do not forget that that knowingness is only a mental one. Science today understands the level of quantum on a mental plane that is yet to be experienced by most of you out there. If you take all of this in stride, there must be a place inside of you where this quantum connection between us occurs. And partly the place where we are standing now together, the wide gate, the wide bridge between your imaginations, the moment between heartbeats, signifies that place. It is your access point, this gateway in your head, as it is connected to the gateway in your chest, this akonai and this akene, your access point to these dimensions that are yet to be discovered by science. How this is, why this works, that is something that I would like to focus on today, as I understand that you are still processing much of the information given to you by the being known as Lorian, a fellow colleague of mine, if you will. He stands beyond the bridge, further than where I presently find myself right now. And in that knowingness, you and I are standing at that place. or this Lorien being is. That is the nature of holographic information. So as a part of you is still processing this, still observing what it means to integrate this information into your soul, the information that has been provided about alchemy and ascension, please know that what we will undertake today is a little bit more of a mental process. I want you to understand certain things. Understand certain things to a point where the mind can follow. Because do not forget that this being that you now know as Lorien, in an ascended state really, from the moment of its creation, the first one of the Akonai, is nothing more or nothing less than your sacred mind. It is the result of the 11th quantum dimension which you are having given your mind sovereignty. And so it was birthed in the 12th quantum dimension, to which you and I will be known as angelic beings. This is the way of things. This is the way of the horizontal field. And so, as you become aware of this, maybe you can understand, maybe you can grasp that there is a place within you where your inner dimensions are accessed. This 12th quantum dimension does not exist anywhere else but inside of you. This is the nature of dimension, size being a very important factor in all of that. Taking all of this to a little conclusion and closing off my first few paragraphs, let's say, of this talk, be aware that on the level of biological DNA, there is a vertical plane. It is the chemicals that are connecting both biological strands together, the chemicals that in themselves, in their smallest version of themselves, contain the gateways to these very tiny dimensions from your perspective. And as such, it is necessary to work with your DNA. This is what we'll do today. Work with your DNA so it can basically support your exercises that you will be undertaking in the course of this series. This is why the being known as Lorien opened up some of the more interesting questions about your DNA that we will explore also. Alright, knowing all of this, I want to talk to you about one of the very important topics at the beginning of this series, the pineal gland. The connection between the defined within you and the undefined, which would be these minute dimensions that exist on the deeper planes, the deeper realms of you. Only when connected to the Akane, the 144 akaneic cells behind your thymus and your solar plexus area, are you able to experience these things that Lorien has already invited you to experience on the plane that you so far did experience them on. However, there is a third point that needs to be connected for the experience really to be taken to the next level. As you know, there is the Akonai, the Akane right here in the chest, and much lower on the body, in the third Chakra, or the Passion Chakra really, what the Lemurians once called the Adonai. This is a very interesting space because it actually is neither defined nor undefined. Rather, it is non-defined. And there is a difference between an undefined space and a non-defined space.